Say one of the most important things for opportunities for our city and our region is really what I like to refer to as a P4, which is a public-private philanthropic partnership. And I say philanthropic because typically philanthropy invests a lot of resources in community-based organizations, so it just made more sense by calling it philanthropy. But that's really the conduit to really address, and I think a lot of the workforce challenges here. I think there's a concept we as an organization are working on referred to as a circular economy. Most people are probably familiar with it at this point in the world of sustainability. And so as a materials management company, the objective really is to take things that people see at least value and create value for them, for those items in the 21st century. So when you look around everywhere, we have to ask ourselves, we could actually create markets in our own backyard. We can create economies in our own backyard. We can create workforce opportunities in our own backyard, all through the green economy with the sustainability lens. Every chair in this room was sourced somewhere. It was manufactured somewhere. Somebody's hands were on it, these tables, these microphones. These are the types of opportunities that we have. So a lot of the folks in this room that are middle management, maybe even procurement positions, you have the power. And this comes back to power, because everything we're talking about here is the injustices, the imbalance in society is all back to power. Who controls what, who owns what. You have the power to actually recreate the paradigm and ensure that we're creating models that are sustainable, localized, and ensuring that we're taking care of our most important constituents, the people that we share this community with. That's what I think is going to be really vital to the prosperity of not only the region, but also this country and this planet as a whole. And so workforce development is a very simple term. It's more complex than that, but I really think it's not that complex. It's just being intentional and doing what you actually say you're going to do. We've spent millions and millions and millions of dollars for workforce development going to organizations that focus on high tech, clean tech, which those jobs are not going to marginalized, underserved people of color, period. They aren't, and they never will, even if the word equity is used all over the talking points and the messaging. It won't, unless somebody actually requires it to happen. And so in order for us to have, justices and equities, we're going to have to be inequities on the other end in order to level out the playing field. And so as we look at workforce development, we need to really look at what it is we're trying to do. And I think it all comes back to economics, especially when you live in a capitalistic society. Everything, the common denominator is money. And how do we share that money? How do we create money, and how does it get redistributed out equitably? And so when we look at the lay of the land that, indigenous individuals, black individuals, Hispanic individuals are the most oppressed in our country, economically. And so until we change that paradigm, we can talk about workforce development, but until we make it a target that we're gonna actually increase their median family incomes, their well-beings, their economic prosperity by certain percentages over a certain amount of years, that's when we start actually achieving the outcomes we want to achieve with workforce development.